The red-hot Whitey Red Sox look to keep the winning streak going as they host the top dog in the Western Division, the Wareham Gatemen, to Red Wilson Field for 2 games on a cloudy Sunday afternoon here in Yarmouth, Mass. We welcome you into the press box here at Red Wilson Field. TJ Mathewson alongside Brandon Pilter. And Brandon, in the past 7 days, I'll say past 6 days, Whitey undefeated in that span, a tie, and 3 consecutive wins, 3 convincing wins in that matter. What do they got to do to keep this winning streak going here today?
Well, I think we've seen that it all starts with the pitching, and when the Red Sox get those great starts, which they got in the first 2, and really all 3 of these win streaks, that has powered them. That's allowed the offense to really get settled in. I mean, the last win, although the pitching staff allowed 6 hits, just 1 run, and the previous 2 before that, just 3 combined hits through 2 games. So we've seen whenever YD pitching has been on, the offense has stepped up to the plate as well.
Arm on the mound today for the Red Sox, Nathan Wiles out of Oklahoma, just finishing up his sophomore season there. He'll toe the rubber today in the first of 2 games here at Red Wilson Field against the Wareham Gatemen. 2 7-inning contests last weekend. The Red Sox traveled over to Catuit at Lowell Park and were swept in both games. Mentioned since that point, the Red Sox are undefeated since then. The Gatemen come into today an 8-4 record, top dog, as I mentioned, in the Western Division at an 8-4 record, leading that division by 4 points. So if you're counting that games in the standings, that would be 2 games in the standings over Catuit and Bourne. And top offense in the league per runs per game, 4.8. 3rd in hits, 2nd in total bases, 1st in walks. The Whitey pitching staff going to have their hands full today.
Yeah, and this Gateman team, really, when you talk about one of the top offenses, if you just look at some of these players, you have Andrew Vaughn, who's a finalist for the Golden Spikes Award, Parker Phillips, who will be in Game 2, crushed, I think, 19 home runs. I mean, you have studs, Bryson Stott in there as well, studs up and down this lineup, and this will be the last game that a couple of these guys play is today in Games 1 and 2 before they head off to play with Team USA.
Team USA reports on June 26th, which is Tuesday. So last time we will see these guys out here on the Cape, presumably for the summer, unless they decide to come back and finish out the season on the Cape. Last night, Wareham a 3-2 win versus Brewster, the only Cape League game that was played yesterday over at Spillane Field. Brian Packard, a walk-off single in the 10th inning, would propel the Gatemen over the defending champion Whitecaps. And Whitey's going to look to knock the Gatemen down a couple games in the standings and keep that win streak going. Try to extend it past the 3-game win streak they currently have. Lineups being announced here at Red Wilson Field. We're going to take a break, come back after the national anthem with starting lineups, first pitch, and more. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
The twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
First pitch about to get underway. Red Sox about to take the field for game 1 of 2 against the Wareham Gatemen here on a cloudy Sunday afternoon in Yarmouth, Massachusetts. Here's the lineup that'll face Nathan Wiles from the Gatemen, who enter this game top offense in the league, 4.8 runs per game. Center fielder Jeremy Idens will lead it off for them, batting second. The second baseman Oliver Dunn, the first baseman Andrew Vaughn will hit third. Team USA member right there. Out in left field, Bryant Packard, the guy walked it off yesterday, who will bat cleanup for the Gatemen, batting fifth. The third baseman Austin Shenton, batting sixth. The shortstop Bryson Stott, another Team USA member in this Wareham lineup. Designated hitter today, batting seventh. Lyle Lockhart, batting eighth. It's the catcher Luke Roscom, and batting ninth, the right fielder Dominic Clementi. On the mound for the Gatemen will be Cade Cavalli, and facing them out on the mound for YD will be Nathan Wiles. Just finished up his sophomore season at Oklahoma. 14 starts, ERA just a touch under 4 so far for Wiles this season. He's made one start.
And for Nathan Wiles, a perfect opportunity here to bounce back after that first start, a losing effort against Catuit in the 11-3 loss, the second game of the doubleheader last Sunday. And threw 4 1/3, giving up 6 hits and 5 runs. Great opportunity, as you mentioned, against the top offense here in the Cape so far. Good chance to prove his worth here to Scott Pickler.
Yeah, just that one game, ERA over 10, but looks to bring that down with a start here today. Defensive alignment for the Red Sox across the outfield from left to right. Quinn Cotton, Johnny DeLuca, and Zach Ashford. And then across the infield, Nick Quintana at third, Christian Koss at short, Andrew Martinez at second, and Andrew Dashbach over at first base. Matt Dyer will do the catching duties for Wiles today. Umpires for this afternoon's crew: behind home plate, Mike Beal. Over at first, Vincent Medina. And over at third, it's Dave Perry. Wiles finished up his warm-up tosses. Jeremy Idens, the center fielder out of UCLA, will step to the plate. 0 for 5 yesterday versus Brewster. Right-hander wearing number 7 on his back. The Gatemen sporting their navy blue uniform. First pitch on the way from Wiles will catch the bottom of the strike zone for strike one. As mentioned, before I interrupted myself, Gateman, Idens will sky that one out into deep center field. Back is DeLuca on a leap on his horse. Will make the catch for out number 1. So quickly retired. And that'll bring up Oliver Dunn, the second baseman. Gatemen sporting their navy blue uniforms today, red lettering, gray pants. And all Red Sox home whites, Red Sox across their chest. Red hat, Red Sox. Stirrups for Nathan Wiles. The righty will fire home the first pitch. A swing and a miss to Dunn. 0 for 1 yesterday, and a pitch hit appearance was done. On the next pitch from Wiles. That'll catch the outside corner. The count now, no balls in, 2 strikes.
TJ, the big thing that we've seen is when YD pitchers work ahead, they be getting the outs.
Swine in the 0-2. Just misses off the plate away. 1-2 the count. Dunn just finishing up his sophomore season at Utah. It's the wind and the 1-2 from Wiles. Strike 3 called on the inside corner, just painting the fastball on the inside edge. Quick 2 up, 2 down for Nathan Wiles here in the first.
And as obvious as it sounds, when pitchers can get ahead in the counts there, they can throw you some tough stuff that breaks in the dirt, or they can come right after you. And as a hitter, you just at times don't know what to expect. They're done. Goes down looking on a perfect pitch that catches the inside corner.
Now here's the Team USA man, Andrew Vaughn. First pitch from Wiles. Will just miss off the outside edge for ball 1. Wiles going to want to be careful with Vaughn right here. Tied for first in the league with Spencer Torkelson with 4 home runs. Next pitch on the way from Wiles will miss down low for ball 2. 2-0 the count. 11 RBIs, ranks 3rd in the league. Leads his team in at-bats, just a .283 average so far, which quite far down from his average this season at Cal, finishing up his sophomore season. Here's the next pitch on the way from Wiles. Hit down the third base line and out of play. 2-1 the count.
Cape tends to have that effect on even the best hitters in the country there when you're facing the best pitching day in and day out, certainly not hitting over 400.
Yeah, .402 average in 54 games this season at Cal. Here's the 2-1, fouled straight back. The count now evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 7th in the nation with that .402 batting average. And then 2nd in the nation with 23 home runs. Get this, 44 walks opposed to just 18 strikeouts. You do not see that often from guys with the kind of power that Vaughn possesses.
Yeah, especially with all the ideology behind the launch angle and wanting to meet that ball in the perfectly opposite angle that it's coming in at you. You've got guys swinging up a bit more and trying to catch it at the right angle, which means you have guys swinging over more pitches.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the count on Vaughn. 2 outs here in the first. Here's the 2-2 from Wiles. That one is hit out into semi-deep left field. Back is Quinn Cotton. He has a beat on it, and just in front of the wall, he will squeeze it for out number 3. A quick 1-2-3 frame for Nathan Wiles here in the first. Head to the bottom half of the first inning. Whitey coming to bat. No score in this one. Cade Cavalli, the freshman out of Oklahoma. 2 Sooners on the mound today in this first game of the doubleheader. Here's the lineup he will face from the Red Sox. Leading off in right field, Zach Ashford. Batting second, the shortstop, Christian Koss. Batting third, the first baseman, Andrew Dashbach. Cleaning up today for the Red Sox, left fielder Quinn Cotton. He will bat fourth. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Reese Albert. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Nick Quintana. Batting seventh, second baseman Andrew Martinez. Batting eighth, the catcher Matt Dyer. And rounding out the 9 will be the center fielder Johnny DeLuca. On the mound opposing them will be Cade Cavalli out of freshman, just finishing up his freshman season at Oklahoma. So far this season, just 1 game. June 17th versus Orleans. An ERA at 18 in just 1 inning pitched. Struck out 2 and walked 2 in that outing. 2018 stats at Oklahoma. 10 games, 2 starts, a 3-2 record, and ERA near 8 at 7.8. 15 innings pitched, 18 strikeouts across just 12 walks. Also saw plenty of time in the batter's box, a 208 average, 7 doubles, 6 home runs in 183 at-bats. Well, here is Ashford, right fielder for YD today. He'll step into the left-handed batter's box.
YD with another bit of a different look. Scott Pickler just trying to test out what's the best fit.
So wind in the first pitch from Cavalli. That'll miss high and outside for ball one. Ashford in the game on Friday against Harwich. Reached base twice on a single and a hit by pitch. Cavalli winds. Here's the 1-0. That one is blooped out into semi-deep left center field. That got some legs on it, but tracking it is Idens out in center field. And in a deep left center field gap, he'll squeeze it for out number one.
Now, Idens didn't have the greatest jump out on that ball, kind of drifting over to the spot in left center. And then the ball also took off a little bit with the wind.
Yeah, wind, it looks like it's blowing out to right center field. Didn't look like Ashford got all of that one right there, but ball just kept carrying once it got up into the jet stream. Here's Christian Koss, the shortstop for YD today. First pitch swing, will dribble one out towards second. Oliver Dunn, the second baseman, fields, throws on Devon at first in time for a quick out number two. Koss has been quite a little bit aggressive these past couple games, seen his average go way up, hitting .400 entering this game. After leading YD in batting average last season at a .309 clip. This will bring up the first baseman, Andrew Dashbach. One home run to his name so far this season. That came back in the win versus Katuitt back on Thursday. First pitch on the way to Dashbach. Check swing. He did go around. Ball diving out of the strike zone on the outside corner, but Dashbach can't hold up his swing. .333 average for the Stanford product so far this season in 8 games. On to the next pitch on the way. Bounces in. Blocked behind the plate by Roscom. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Right-hander Dashbach, slightly open stance from the right side. Here's the 1-1. Curveball will miss outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Wareham defense playing Dashbach straight up. Shortstop Bryson Stott, another Team USA member on this Wareham team, playing slightly pulled over in the hole at short. Here's the 2-1. Misses down and outside for ball 3. 3-1 the count on Dashbach. Dashbach, that one home run coming against Katuitt. Hit it over the right field fence, going opposite field here at Red Wilson Field. Very shallow fences. Here's the wind and the 3-1. Fouled up and out of play along the first base side. Now the count will run full on Dashbach. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Should he reach, the man on deck, Quinn Cotton, is in left fielder. Batting cleanup for YD today. Dashbach back in the batter's box. Here's the wind and the 3-2 pitch to Dashbach. Lined into right field for a base hit. Over fielding it is Clemente in right field. He'll get it back in. Dashbach, a hard turn at first. That ball almost split the gap at the outfielders. Clemente able to cut it off in the gap, but a 2-out single for Andrew Dashbach. Now Quinn Cotton coming to the plate.
Just that looping liner, and again, Dashbach sitting back on a pitch, going the other way with it. He's done a great job of doing that. Now 7-game hit streak here for the Cardinal.
Now here's Quinn Cotton batting cleanup today. Usually seeing him at the 2 spot or the 3 spot in Scott Pickler's lineup, but batting cleanup this afternoon, the first game. First pitch fouled straight back by Cotton. Count 0-1 on the GCU product. Western Athletic Conference Player of the Year. 2 outs, bottom half of the first inning. YD in front of Wareham. No score here at Red Wilson. Runner on at first. Dashbach reached on a 2-out single. Here's the wind in the 0-1. Bounced in there. Way outside from Cavalli. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Not too much of a crowd here so far for game 1 of this doubleheader between YD and Wareham. First game getting underway at 2:20. Here's the wind and next pitch. Foul, just foul up the first base line. It was just inside the bag by about 5 feet.
Dan Jaffe again over there, first base coach for YD. Tried to make a play. Wasn't able to snag it with the bare hand. I don't know that he's made a play yet this season over there at first.
Cotton now down, a ball and 2 strikes to Cavalli, who will throw on over to first Dash Bach. Barely a dive over there at first, back in time. Cloudy, overcast day here in Yarmouth for this doubleheader. Here's the wind in the 1-2. Fastball a miss high and outside, even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cotton. Right-hander will step back in the batter's box. Stare at Cavalli on the mound and await the next pitch. Here's the wind and the 2-2. Curveball will bounce down and away for ball 3. Good block behind the plate from Roscam. The count now 3 balls and 2 strikes on Cotton. 68 degrees, the temperature here in Yarmouth. Very cloudy. Rained all day yesterday. YD rained out versus Bourne. Here's the one and next pitch. Hit and run on. That's a liner into right field for a base hit. Rounding second, heading to third is Dash Bach. He will get there easily without a throw. Quinn Cotton plays that 2-out hit and run to perfection. A line drive out into right field. And for YD now, runners on the corners, 2 outs.
And talking to some of the coaches earlier, before YD put together this 3-game winning streak, about what just wasn't happening, and at times you had pick thrown on the hit and runs in the right chances, just like we saw right here, but guys just not being able to perform right there to perfection for the Red Sox.
Here's Reese Albert, 200 batting average, just 3 games so far for the Red Sox, batting 5th today, the designated hitter role. Winding the first pitch from Cavalli. That one is popped up into semi-shallow left field. Over to the left fielder, Packard. Lost it a bit in the clouds, but recovers in time for out number 3. YD leaves runners on the corners. Here in the bottom half of the first inning, we head to the top half of the second. No score here from Red Wilson Field. Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare, expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care. Nathan Wiles out on the mound for his 2nd inning of work for the Red Sox. A quick 1-2-3 inning, retiring Idens, Dunn, and Vaughn. 2 flyouts and a strikeout. Bryant Packard, Austin Shenton, and Bryson Stott due up for the Gatemen here in the 2nd inning. Packard, the man responsible for the walk-off win last night against Brewster over at Spillane Field in Wareham. Over the bridge, off the Cape. Lefty will step into the batter's box to face the righty Wiles. Out of the windup, here's the first pitch. A fastball will miss high for ball 1. That game 1 for 2 with that walk-off single in the 10th. Wiles out of the wind. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, and that one is roped out into deep center field. Back is Ashford. He's got a beat on it with a leap. Will make the catch. Just a little bit of a safety leap from DeLuca out there in center field. Had a beat on it going back all the way, and a quick out number 1 for the 2nd straight inning for Wiles.
And I think it just proves here for the Red Sox in game number 12, outfielders especially, still kind of getting used to those nice friendly confines of Red Wilson Field.
Not a big ballpark. 342 down the left field line, 352 out to center, 338 down the right field line. First pitch from Wiles to Austin Shenton. Misses for ball. Shenton so far, 382 average in 12 games. Next pitch on the way from Miles will miss high and inside for ball 2, 2-0 the count. That is first on the team and fourth in the entire Cape League. 34 at-bats. 2 doubles, a home run to his name, 8 RBIs. Struck out 7 times across 4 walks. Middle of the infield wide open for Shenton. It's the wind into 2-0. That fastball will catch the inside corner for a strike. 2-1 now the count. On the third baseman for the Gatemen today. Pulled over in the hole at short is Martinez. Goss playing straight up at shortstop. Here's the wind into 2-1. Fastball over for a strike. That'll even up the count on Shenton at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Standing on deck, Bryson Stott, another Team USA member on this Gatemen roster. So wind in the 2-2 from Wiles. Fastball will miss high. Count will run full on Shenton. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nick Quintana playing off the line at third. Dashbach hugging the line a little bit over there at first. Not fully preventing the double. Here's the wind into 3-2 from Wiles. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string with the changeup right there. Nathan Wiles strikes out his second batter in as many innings, and there's 2 down here in the second.
And a much different look here from Nathan Wiles through an inning and 2/3 as opposed to against Katuitt there. Really let that game get out of hand in game 2 of the doubleheader.
Here's Bryson Stott out of UNLV. First pitch on the way to the shortstop for the Gatemen is in there at the knees for a strike. Stott this season at UNLV. 365 average in 59 games, 252 at-bats, 30 doubles. Next pitch on the way from Wiles will catch the outside corner. Quickly ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. 4 home runs, 32 RBIs. So far this summer on the Cape, a 278 average in 11 games. Wiles winds, here's the 0-2. Just misses off the outside corner. Wiles trying to paint a fastball right there. Couldn't get the call from the home plate umpire, Mike Beal.
For Stott, just 18 strikeouts and over 250 at-bats with UNLV.
It's the wind in the 1-2. Just misses off the inside corner. Wiles evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's going to be difficult for Wiles here with that number right there. Of course, everything normalized a little bit out here in the Cape, but Stott, nonetheless, a tough guy to strike out. It's the wind in the 2-2. Swan on that one is popped up into shallow left field. In comes Cotton. He will get under it and make the catch for out number 3. 6 up, 6 down for Nathan Wiles here on this cloudy Sunday afternoon here in Yarmouth, Massachusetts. Game 1 of 2 between the Red Sox and the Gatemen. There's no score headed to the bottom of the second inning. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. The Beach House Grill at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is the perfect spot for a seaside lunch or evening clam bake, a proud member of leading hotels of the world. Bottom half of the second inning, Nick Quintana stepping into the batter's box for the Red Sox. First pitch on the way from Cade Cavalli. The Wareham starter misses outside with an off-speed pitch for ball 1 to Quintana. Third baseman today for Scott Pickler's ball club. So wind to the next pitch on the way from Cavalli. He'll miss again outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Quintana. Just 172 average so far this season, but has been heating up of late. Had 2 hits in the win against Katuitt back on Friday. Wind in the next pitch from Cavalli. He'll catch the outside corner. Count will even up at 2 balls and 1 strike. Saw Nick go through a really tough stretch that first week of the season, but past few games has been really heating up, seeing the ball a lot better, being a lot more on time. Wind in the 2-1 on the way. That'll miss inside for ball 3. 3-1 the count on Quintana.
2 for 3 day on Friday in that blowout win over the Mariners for YD.
And another big thing, not falling behind in as many counts, seeing the ball a lot better, not chasing. So wind in the 3-1 from Cavalli. Swing and a miss by Quintana. Just blew a fastball right by him. Quintana a little tardy on that right there. Count now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cavalli winds. Here's a full count offering. Fouled straight back by Quintana. Count will remain full.
Quintana's just done such a good job as he's trying to turn things around and being disciplined, working counts. And I think it's a matter of a few at-bats before he goes deep. I think we'll see one today. That's my call for the day, TJ.
Nick Quintana going deep. Brandon Pelter. You heard it here, folks. Quintana back in the batter's box. Cavalli winds. Here's a full count offering. Bounce in there. Ball 4. Good take there from Quintana to lay off the off-speed pitch. He is seeing the ball really well right now. He walks to lead off the second. That'll bring up the second baseman, Andrew Martinez.
That's exactly why I say that. He is just seeing the ball so well out of the pitcher's hands. In the past few games, we haven't seen him chase much. He's been driving the ball, putting it into play a lot more. He's getting going.
Cavalli back in the stretch. Here's the first pitch to Martinez. Swing and a miss, chasing an off-speed pitch off the outside edge. And the count now, no balls and a strike. Quintana last season with the Red Sox, 6 home runs, tied for the team lead, but just a .200 batting average, 50 strikeouts. And coming back to the Cape for his second season on the East Coast, you just had a hard time believing he's going to keep struggling. And Mike Quintana's turned the corner right now. Next pitch on the way, fouled straight back by Martinez. Count now, no balls and 2 strikes on Andrew. Well, first, the singles come, the better at-bats for Quintana, and then the extra base hits come. And then, as Brandon said, maybe he'll leave the yard soon. No balls and 2 strikes to Martinez. Okay, Cavalli working here in the bottom half of the second inning. Righty out of the stretch. Will wind and fire home the 0-2. That'll bounce in there, get away from Rocksham behind the plate. Quintana scoots down to second base. That ball gets far enough away from the backstop for the Gatemen, and YD a runner now in scoring position.
Roskam has had some tough pitches to deal with behind the plate, and that one looked like as he was trying to get down, maybe bounced off those leg pads on that right leg.
No ball, 1 ball now and 2 strikes to Andrew Martinez. Nick Quintana standing out there on second. Going to break the scoreless tie here, bottom half of the second inning between the Gatemen and the Red Sox. Cavalli winds. Here's the next pitch on the way. Fouled up the third base line. Vaughn giving it a look, but it'll get out of play. The count will stay a ball and 2 strikes. Quintana standing out there representing what would be the first run of the game for YD. Should Martinez be able to cash in here? 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Bottom of the second inning, no score between the Gatemen and the Red Sox. Cavalli again in the stretch set. Here's the 1-2. That one is dribbled up the middle over his Stott at shortstop. Fields throws on over to first in time for out number 1. Advancing to third on the throw is Quintana. The runner moved up 90 feet for the Red Sox. Now Matt Dyer, an RBI opportunity with 1 out.
Ideally, you'd want a ground ball to the right side, but that one more up the middle does the trick. Stott, the shortstop, having to go to his left and field it essentially behind that second base bag. Allowed Quintana move up. Heads up base running there for YD.
Now here's the backstop for YD today, Matt Dyer. The tall, lanky right-hander will step back into the batter's box. Here's the first pitch on the way from Cavalli. Off-speed pitch will miss low for ball 1, 1-0 the count. Dyer out of the University of Arizona, sat out last season due to transfer rules. Transferred from the University of Oregon where he spent his freshman season. Cavalli set. Here's the 1-0. That'll miss inside again. 2-0 the count on Dyer. Dyer so far this season, .273 average in 8 games, 22 at-bats. Had that memorable walk-off single on opening day, a 10-9 win over the Bourne Braves. Cavalli set again. Quintana leads off third. Here's the 2-0. That'll catch the outside edge. Cavalli working back into the count now. 2 balls and 1 strike. Dyer given the middle of the infield. Stop playing way over in the hole at shortstop. Dyer back in the batter's box. Cavalli looks at Quintana at third. Here's a 2-1. Here's a suicide squeeze put on. Dyer will bunt it foul. Quintana halfway down the line at third by the time that ball arrived at home plate. Good job by Dyer just to foul that pitch off right there. Can't get the bunt down, then just bunt it foul.
That's the key with that suicide squeeze. You have got to make contact or else Nick Quintana is just a dead man coming up that third base line.
We'll see what they decide to do right here. Quintana short lead over there at third. Cavalli winds. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Dyer down swing on like an off-speed pitch on the inside edge. There's 2 down for YD here in the bottom half of the second. Trying to salvage the inning. The center fielder and 9-hole hitter for YD. Here's Johnny DeLuca.
Just the first strikeout of the afternoon here for YD. Just kind of showing they have been on all cylinders clicking offensively.
This looks like a completely different team than we saw the first week of the season. There's the first pitch on the way from Cavalli. That'll miss outside for ball 1, but in a sense it is a new team.
That's exactly what I was going to say. In some respects it is.
Lot of temporary players that first week of the season. Now are getting more of the full-time guys and expecting a few more players to arrive specifically from Texas and then again from Florida in the coming week. So here's a full-time guy, Johnny DeLuca. Switch hitter will bat from the left side. 1-0 count on him. Cavalli back in this stretch. Here's the 1-0. That'll miss high for ball 2. 2-0 the count. The team's pitching much better on the mound. And at the plate, stringing together some consistent at-bats, hitting runners in when they're out there in scoring position. I mentioned like guys, Nick Quintana been here the whole time, really starting to turn the page. Here's the 2-0 to DeLuca. It'll miss low for ball 3. 3-0 the count. Yeah, Quintana been here since opening day. One of the few full-time guys who have been in that starting lineup almost every day since June 12th.
Quinn Cotton there with him.
DeLuca, one of the guys, arrived last week. Here's the 3-0 pitch to him. That'll miss high and inside for ball 4. DeLuca, a 4-pitch walk to extend the second here. That'll turn the lineup over. Here's Zach Ashford for the second time today. Second walk of the inning for Cade Cavalli. Here is pitching coach out of the dugout for Wareham, looking to calm Cavalli down. Jim Lahr, the pitching coach, 5th season with the Gatemen. As mentioned, that is the second walk of the inning for Cade Cavalli. To Nick Quintana to lead off the frame. He stands at third. Johnny DeLuca just reached. He is standing over there on first. Runners on the corners for YD. 2 outs, bottom of the second inning. No score between the Gatemen and the Red Sox. First of 2 games. 2 7-inning games today. The first two weekends of the season Every team will play a doubleheader on the first 2 Sundays, 2 doubleheaders.
And no action out in that Wareham bullpen out of play in the right field line. So this game right now is all Cade Cavalli.
So he gets the sign from his backstop. Here's the wind of the first pitch from Cavalli. Runners take their leads. That'll miss high and inside for ball 1 to Ashford. Flew out to center field to lead off the ball game.
Certainly no reason for him to come out this early. Only allowed 2 hits, 2 walks. Still no runs, but I think from Jim Lawler, just settle him down, get the Gatemen out of the second.
A lot of innings left to play today. Here's the next pitch on the way. That'll miss down and away for ball 2. 2-0 the count on Ashford. Cavalli cannot find the strike zone right now. That's 6 straight balls after striking out Matt Dyer for the second out of this frame. Lefty Ashford will dig back in. As Cavalli will throw over to first. DeLuca, head first dive back into the bag, in there in time. Other doubleheaders going on today. Falmouth and Brewster. Wareham, of course, here at Red Wilson. Cavalli gets his sign from the catcher, Roscom. So he'll step off and throw over to first. DeLuca back in time. Harwich hosting Bourne. Orleans hosting Hyannis. And then the Chatham Anglers hosting the Catuit Kettleers. Here's the set and the 2-0. That'll catch the zone for a strike. And the streak of 6 straight balls for Cavalli. Count now 2 balls and a strike on Ashford. To get the Red Sox on the board here in the bottom of the second. No score so far between the Gatemen and the Red Sox. Runners take their leads. Quintana over at third. DeLuca at first as Cavalli will step off again. Having some trouble getting signs or keeping track of the base runners out there on the mound. He's set. Here's the 2-1. That'll miss high and away for ball 3. 3-1 the count on Ashford. So ID hitters here really making Cavalli work. Doing a really good job of that. Ashford out of the batter's box. He'll do a few practice swings. Steps back in. Raises bat back above his head. It's the wind in the 3-1. High and inside. Ball 4. 2 straight walks. 3 in the inning for Cade Cavalli. Good job of working that count from Zach Ashford. Now Christian Koss will stride to the plate with the bases loaded and just 2 outs.
And now that Gateman bullpen getting started with a right-hander throwing.
So in steps Koss. Grounded out to second base his first time up. Had 3 RBIs in Thursday's 6-1 win over Catuit. Here's the wind and the first pitch on the way to Koss. Again, first pitch swinging right back to Cavalli at the mound. He is tripped out of the dugout. Looks like it'll be a foul ball, actually. Got that one off of his foot. And all the runners will go back to their bases. Kind of hard to tell there for a second, but the reaction from Koss tells you all you need to know. And all that just for strike 1 to Koss. Koss will regroup. Wearing the stirrups today, red stirrups over white socks. For those Red Sox home white uniforms, very similar to the real-life Red Sox. Here in Boston as they host the Seattle Mariners today up at Fenway. It's the wind in the 0-1 to Koss. That'll catch the outside corner with a fastball. No balls in, 2 strikes to count.
I was waiting for that one, TJ, and we had the game canceled yesterday, so you got to go see your Mariners play down at Fenway. How was that?
Yeah, a good 7-2 win for the Mariners. Down 5-0 right now in about the 3rd inning. Here's the wind in the next pitch to Koss. That'll miss inside for ball 1. 1-2 the count. Fenway, though, quite the experience. Someone mainly living on the West Coast. A great experience to see the Green Monster and just see the friendly confines. It was great.
Beat Safeco Field?
Not yet. Need to go there a few more times to figure that out. It's the wind in the next pitch. That's fouled up along the third base line in front of the YD dugout. Count still 1 ball and 2 strikes. You know, going to Safeco Field back in Seattle. It's, you know, my home ballpark, so I don't know if I ever can put anything else over that. But
how many games do you
both
think
fantastic ballpark. I couldn't count. 20, 30, 40. It's been a lot. Been games ever since they're even in the Kingdom. Went to a few of those games back. Those fun Mariners teams. Just the wind in the 1-2 to Koss. Fouled straight back again. Count now a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, haven't had a fun Mariners team in a while, huh?
Yeah, not like this one. Haven't had a Mariners team 17 games over in, I think, 11 years. It's been quite a fun ride for the Mariners this season. Koss back in the batter's box with 2 outs, 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Bases are full of Red Sox. Here's the 1-2. That'll miss high and inside. They can all even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Christian. Of course, the Red Sox have had quite a bit more success than my Mariners have, but it's a really fun game to watch. It was always fun to go see your team win on the road as well. Cavalli set on the mound. Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom half of the second inning. Here's the 2-2. Strike 3 called, curveball on the outside corner. Costs no argument for Mike Beal behind home plate as he jogs back to the dugout to go get his glove. YD loads the bases here in the second, but cannot cash in. We head to the top half of the third inning. YD and Wareham all scoreless here at Red Wilson Field. Yeah. Curry College. Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to enable in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development online at www.curry.edu. First pitch on the way from Nathan Wiles here in the top half of the third inning to Lyle Lockhart, the designated hitter today, will catch the outside corner for strike 1. Quickly back. The next pitch on the way from Wiles is fouled straight back. Quickly 0-2 on Lockhart. Did not play yesterday in the 3-2 Wareham win versus Brewster. Wiles back on the rubber in the windup, waiting for the left-hander Lockhart to get back in. It's the wind in the 0-2. That'll miss outside for ball 1, 1-0 the count. Lockhart just finishing up his sophomore season at Houston. So far this Cape League season, just 3 games, a 1.11 average and 9 at-bats. So walked 3 times, struck out 5. Here's a 1-2 on the way, fouled up the first base line and out of play. McCann will stay the same at 1 ball and 2 strikes. A two-way player at Houston. Appeared in 62 games as a batter, 297 average, 229 at-bats, 17 doubles, 3 home runs, 44 RBIs, even strikeout-to-walk ratio at 47. It's the wind in the 1-2 from Wiles. That'll miss inside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. As a pitcher, started 5 games, a 1-2 record, an ERA over 6 at 6.64 in just over 20 innings. It's the wind in the 2-2 from Wiles. Swing, and that one's dribbled out to second base. Martinez running throw in time for the out. Martinez had to go way deep in the hole at second base right there, field it and throw to Dashbach when Dashbach's back was turned to him because Dashbach had a chance at that ball for a second, but the ball was right there when Andrew turned around, and that's out number one here in the third.
Well, I was going to say that a really all-around great play. So tough there for Dashbach, who had to go at it at first, so then had to make the long run. Now he chuckles with Martinez.
Swinging the first pitch, swing and a miss to Luke Roscom, the catcher for Wareham today. Also did not play in the win versus Brewster yesterday. Just finished up his sophomore season at Nebraska. Next pitch on the way from Wiles will miss inside. The count now 2 balls and no strikes. So far this season, just 6 games, a .214 average. 1 double to his name, 3 RBIs. It's the wind and the 2-0 from Wiles. That'll miss low for ball 3. 3-0 the count on Roscom. Wiles in danger of allowing his first base runner of the day. So far, a perfect 7 up, 7 down for the righty. Wiles winds. Here's the 3-0. That'll catch the inside edge. Count now 3 balls and 1 strike. This season at Nebraska, 52 games, .269 average, 193 at-bats. It's the wind and the 3-1. Swung on, and that one's lined right to Martinez at second base. Had him played perfectly in the hole out there at second. There's 2 down for Nathan Wiles. Now here's Dominic Clemente, the right fielder. The left-hander will stride up and scrape some dirt out of the batter's box, left-handed batter's box. Wiles trying to set down his 9th straight batter to start this ball game. Clemente finished up his sophomore season at Michigan this spring. It's the wind in the first pitch on the way from Wiles. That'll miss high for ball 1. Has not yet to record a hit this season in 18 at-bats. Appeared in 7 games so far. Wiles out of the windup. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, and that one is dribbled out to Martinez at second base, running over off his glove and kicks it out into the middle of the infield. Safe at first base is Clemente. And there's the first base runner allowed by Nathan Wiles, and he'll turn the lineup over. Jeremy Iden striding back to the plate for his second plate appearance of the day.
And they'll mark that one as an infield hit there. Martinez, again, shifted a little closer toward the hole between first and second. So really long run to get to that ball going toward his right. Tried to backhand it, and it just popped up the glove.
It hits the heel of his glove. Looked like it might have hit him in the face, too. Knocked his sunglasses off. He's all right. First pitch on the way from Wiles to Idens. He'll miss down and away for ball 1. Idens flew out to Johnny DeLuca in center field to lead off the ball game. That's the first hit of the season for Clemente over at first base. Now 1 for 19 to start the summer. Wiles now in the stretch for the first time. It's the 1-0. That'll catch the inside edge on with a curveball. The count will even up at a ball and a strike. Dashbach holding Clemente over on at first base. Idens, right-hander, close stance. Here's the wind in the 1-1 from Wiles. That'll miss down and inside. Count now 2 balls and 1 strike in favor of Idens. He was selected in the 33rd round, 999th overall in the 2018 draft by the Diamondbacks. He's a draft-eligible sophomore, but deciding to play some ball here on the Cape. It's the wind, the next pitch on the way. That one is dribbled, a slow roller out to Quintana at third. A running throw over to first, not in time. Quintana had to stretch a little bit to come in at third base. Reach down, grab that with his glove. By the time he got that out, threw it over to Dashbach at first. Idens advances down the line and is safe at first. Back-to-back infield singles for the Gatemen here in the third. That'll bring up Oliver Dunn.
Not much Quintana can do there at all. He was well back behind the bag at third. Had to charge up on that one, deliver the strong and on-target throw. Just not in time to get the speedy one-man.
Now here's Oliver Dunn. Struck out looking back in the first. The first strikeout victim of the afternoon for Nathan Wiles. As he'll exchange baseballs with Mike Beal behind home plate. Get another Pearl out there on the mound. Oliver Dunn finishing up his sophomore season at Utah. Ute will step back into the left-handed batter's box. Very slightly open stance. Shin guard on his right leg. Here's the wind and the first pitch on the way. He'll miss inside. Dunn scooting out of the way of that one. 1-0 the count on Dunn. Christian Koss now shaded up the middle, holding the runner on at second. And Clemente. As the timing play, Koss over there, but not in time. Clemente dives to that back corner of the bag. Koss not able to get the tag on him there. It looked like a bit of a called play between Wiles and Koss. Koss will now go back out into the little deeper out into the hole at short. Just slightly, still holding the runner on. Martinez pulled way over in the hole at second. It's wind in the 1-0 from Wiles. That'll be over on the inside corner. For a strike, even up the count at a ball and a strike. Wind looks like it shifted around, now blowing out to left field. Via the flagpole out beyond the left field fence. Wiles set again on the rubber. Out of the stretch, here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss by Dunn. And Wiles has worked himself ahead, now a strike away of getting out of this third inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count on Dunn. 2 outs. Top half of the third, no score between the Red Sox and the Gatemen. Game 1 of 2 today from Red Wilson Field. Wiles set. Looks back at the runner. Here's the 1-2. Fastball tails outside. Just missed a little bit of run on that fastball. But just misses the outside edge. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes on Dunn. Wiles got to dig in and get Dunn right here because he does not want to face the guy on deck and Andrew Vaughn. Tied for first in the Cape League with 4 home runs. His next pitch on the way. Dribbled right to Dashbach at first. There was unsure if it was foul. The home plate umpire, Mike Beal, holds his hands up like the ball is dead. And I think they're going to call that a foul ball off the foot of Dunn. I think we're going to do that again. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It took a little while before we got any indication from the home plate umpire, Mike Beal, and came once Dashbach fielded that slow grounder.
Dashbach fields it and looks around, unsure, goes touch the bag at first just to be sure. Everyone not sure about that call. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count on Dunn. 2 outs, top half of the third. Wiles going to dig in right here. Have to avoid Andrew Vaughn on deck. Here's the wind and the 2-2. Swing and fouled straight back off the back foot of Dyer. The count will remain the same. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dunn struck out, looking back in the first inning. Wiles shakes off a sign from his catcher, Dyer. Now comes set in the stretch. Runners take their lead at second and third. Swine in the 2-2. They'll miss inside and hit Dunn right on the leg. Dunn will take his free pass. Big mistake there by Nathan Wiles. Hitting a batter with 2 outs and 2 strikes. That'll bring the man to the plate you do not want to see in Andrew Vaughn. So back-to-back infield singles and then a hit by pitch have loaded the bases for the Cal product, Andrew Vaughn. 4 home runs so far on the summer. This is going to be the last day he plays for the Wareham Gatemen before he heads off to Team USA.
Good thing is there for Wiles, 2 outs, so any way to get out of it, he's good.
Got to be careful with Vaughn here. Here's the first pitch. Swung on and fouled up the third base line. It's 0-1 the count on Vaughn. Had just an incredible season at Cal. Average over 400. Flew out to left his first time up to Quinn Cotton. Wiles going to want to attack him the same. Wiles set on the rubber. Here's the 0-1. Off-speed pitch will miss outside for ball 1. Even up the count at a ball and a strike. Right-hander Vaughn will pull the bat back, swing it over home plate, waiting for Wiles to get the sign. He does. Him and Dyer agree on the pitch. Here's the wind in the 1-1. Swan, and that one's chopped out to third. Another slow roller for Quintana. Fields throws on the run over to first, not in time. Gets away from Dashbach, rounding third and scoring all the way from second. It's the base runner Idens all the way from second. Clementi coming down the line and scoring on the original play. So 2 runs come in to score. It looked like they're going to rule that an infield single and then an E5 on Quintana. And 2 runs across here for the Gatemen with 2 outs.
Quintana just had to step on the bag at third, and we're heading to the bottom of this inning.
Quintana trying to make that miracle play and get Vaughn out at first, but Vaughn reaches on that little dribbler. 2 runs across for the Gatemen here in the 3rd frame. Wiles looking to limit the 2-out damage. And here's Bryant Packard stepping to the plate. He flew out to center back in the 2nd inning. Swine in the first pitch, dribbled right to Dashbach at first. He's got it. He'll head to the bag and step on the pillow for out number 3, but not before 4 straight base runners reach with 2 outs and 2 runs come across for the Gatemen. They lead 2-0 heading into the bottom half of the 3rd frame. Wicked Thrift and Pop Rock Vintage is located at 533 Route 28 in West Yarmouth, Massachusetts. They are one of the top 10 thrift stores in Massachusetts and is the only clothing resale store on Cape Cod that buys your clothes outright. Stop in and check out their fun selection today. Here steps Andrew Dashbach to the plate for his 2nd plate appearance of the day. First pitch from Cavalli is over on the outside corner for strike 1. Cavalli able to navigate out of a bases-loaded jam back in the 2nd inning. Christian Koss struck out looking to end that frame. 3-man Dashbach steps in. The 0-1 pitch on the way, swung and miss. Right over the top of an off-speed pitch right there. Dashbach quickly behind, no balls and 2 strikes. It'll be Dashbach, Cotton, and Albert here in the 3rd inning. 3, 4, and 5 in the YD order. Right-hander Dashbach will step back in, holding bat over his head. Cavalli winds. Here's the 0-2. Curveball dribbled foul up the 3rd base line. He had a chance to stay fair for a second, but the count will remain no balls and 2 strikes. Gatemen 2 runs coming across in the the top half of the 3rd inning. All coming with 2 outs. Here's one. That one's ripped just foul by a couple feet down the 3rd base line. Dashbach on top of that curveball. Cavalli has thrown him a couple straight curveballs on the inside corner. Dashbach just missing them. Foul. Stay behind. No balls in 2 strikes. 2-0 Gatemen, bottom half of the 3rd inning. Right-hander will step back in. Here's the wind in the 0-2. Swing and a foul straight back by Dashbach. Quinn Cotton, the left fielder, stands on deck. 4 straight base runners reaching for the Gatemen. With 2 outs. Score those 2 runs back in the top half of the 3rd. It's the wind and the 0-2. Curveball will miss outside for ball 1. 1-2 the count. Playing shaded over in the hole at short is Bryson Stott. And playing shaded a little bit up the middle is Oliver Dunn at second. It's the wind in the 1-2 to Dashbach. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. No complaint from Andrew Wright there. Cavalli paints the outside corner with a fastball, and there's one down for the Red Sox here in the third. That'll bring up Quinn Cotton. Quinn, first time up, he singled back in that first inning. 2 straight singles with 2 outs, but Red Sox couldn't do anything about that. It's the wind of the first pitch from Cavalli. Fastball will miss low for ball 1, 1-0 the count. It was a hit and run with Dashbach running over at first, and Quinn placed it perfectly. Line drive out into right field. When you showing kids hit and run in Little League, you'll show them that play, perfectly executed. It's the 1-0, tapped right in front of home plate. Out from behind home plate is Roskin behind the dish. He will field and throw on over to first in time for a quick out number 2. Cotton just check swinging right there. Couldn't completely pull the trigger, and an easy out number 2 for YD.
And it was kind of weird, as if time froze for a second, because Cotton had it off the end of the bat. He stopped for a moment. Roscom stopped for a second, and then everything resumed.
Now here's Reese Albert, the 5-hole hitter for YD today. Takes a pitch high and away for ball 1, 1-0 the count. After struggling with his command a lot back in the top half of the third, Cavalli a quick 2 up, 2 down here in the fourth. Here's the 1-0. That'll catch the outside edge for strike 1, 1-1 the count. Dashbach striking out, looking to start the frame. Cotton just grounding out to the catcher, Roskim. Here's the 1-1. That'll bounce in there. That'll be low for ball 2, 2-1 the count. Nathan Wiles, after cruising through the first 8 batters of the ball game today, retired the first 8 straight, allowed 4 straight base runners to reach back in the top half of the second, leading to this 2-0 Gatemen lead. Out of the windup, here's the 2-1 to Albert. That'll miss inside for ball 3. 3-1 the count on Reese. Albert was one of 2 Seminoles projected to join the Red Sox this summer, but ended up just only being him. Drew Mendoza also on the YD roster, and before the summer started, but now playing his summer ball out in Chatham for the Anglers. Out of the windup, here's the 3-1. Curveball right down the middle. Albert not looking for that pitch right there with a 3-1 count. Now is going to have to protect, count full on the designated hitter for YD today. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Quickly back on the rubber. Out of the windup, here's the 3-2. That'll miss inside for ball 4. Albert reaches base for the first time today, draws a walk with 2 outs. And with 2 down, that will bring up Nick Quintana to avenge himself from that mental mistake he had back in the top half of this inning. Had that soft ground ball off the bat of Andrew Vaughn that, had he just turned around and went back to second base, he would have had out number 3, Christian Koss, standing right there, but decided to make a throw over to first and allowed 2 runs to score on the throw. Right-hander will step in. Cavalli set. Runner leads off of first. Here's the wind in the first pitch to Quintana. Curveball catches the outside corner for strike 1. Albert above average speed over there at first. It'll be interesting to see if we see a hit and run here with 2 outs. Give Albert a chance to get going early and Quintana to line one into a gap. Cavalli sets. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Next one will catch the outside corner. And the count now, no balls and 2 strikes on Quintana. Quintana walked back in the second inning to lead off that frame. Was stranded at third base when Christian Koss struck out with the bases loaded. It's the wind in the 0-2. Check swing. He went around. Yes, he did. They appealed down to first. No argument from Quintana. Swung at the breaking ball there from Cavalli, and after the 2-out walk, the Gatemen get out of the inning unscathed. We head to the top half of the 4th inning. Wareham in front of YD, 2-0. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. The Red Jacket Resorts is your place for all family fun. With numerous locations located around the Cape, you will find the perfect fit for your vacation. Visit redjacketresorts.com for all of their locations and availability. Nathan Wiles still out on the rubber for the Red Sox. His Red Sox now behind by a score of 2-0. Both those runs coming in the top half of the third inning. After Wiles set down the first 8 straight Gatemen, allowed 4 straight to reach with 2 outs, all without a ball leaving the infield. And 2 runs across for the Gatemen. First place in the Western Division entering this game. Wareham 8-4 record, 16 points so far in the summer. Ahead of Katuitt with a 6-5 record, Bourne a 6-5 record, Hyannis 5-4-1, and Falmouth, losers of 6 straight, 2-8 in last place in the West. And then out east, get to that after batter digs in for Wareham. Austin Shenton struck out swinging his first time up. Out east, Chatham, first place in the Eastern Division, 6-3-2, 14 points. His first pitch from Wiles missed high and outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Harwich second, tied for second with YD at 6-5. YD a 5-4-2 record. Orleans, third place in the division. The next pitch will miss low for ball 2, 2-0 the count. With a 4-6 record, 8 points to their name, and then rounding out the 5 in the East, Brewster, the defending champs at 3-7-1. Wiles out of the windup. Here's the 2-0. That'll miss high for ball 3, 3-0 the count on Shenton. Left-hander will dig back into the batter's box. Wiles behind 3-0. Here's the offering. That'll catch the plate right down Main Street. Count now 3 balls and a strike. The season at Florida Atlantic, 54 games, 344 batting average for Shenton. It's the wind in, the 3-1 from Wiles. That'll miss down low for ball 4. Leadoff man reaches here in the 4th, and that will bring up Bryson Stott, the shortstop. Wiles absolutely rolling. The first 8 batters of this game just hasn't been the same since Clemente reached on that infield single with 2 outs back in the top half of the third. Bring up Stott, 0-for-4 with a strikeout yesterday. Flew out to left field. Quinn Cotton first time up. So first pitch swing, he'll rip one down the right field line. That'll get down and into the corner. Stott out of the box hard. He will round second and stop right there. The runner over at third. And Shenton will stop theirs. Over in the corner, Ashford will dig it out and get it back in, but 2 straight hits, 2 straight base runners for the Gatemen here in the 4th inning. An absolute frozen rope off the bat of Bryson Stott down the right field line. Second and third, no one out for the Gatemen here in the 4th.
Boy, Austin Shenton certainly had a chance to score, but the base coaches for the Gatemen, both in their first season, it's Mike Mobbs over at third that decided to hold him up, and with no outs, I think it makes sense.
I'll bring up Lyle Lockhart. Grounded out to second, and Andrew Martinez his first time up. Wiles set now, 2 runners on, no one out. First pitch will miss down and inside, good block. Right on that inside corner by Dyer, ball bouncing in the dirt. The count now, 1 ball and no strikes. And it looked like Shenton, that ball hit deep out into the right field corner. Ashford had a bit over to go get that as that ball rolled into foul territory. It's the wind in the 1-0 from Wiles. That'll miss high and outside for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Shenton now over at third. Stott leading off of second. Now Dyer out on the rubber to have a quick chat with his pitcher. Bringing him back on the right track. Find that momentum that Wiles had when he retired the first 8 batters of this ball game. Koss playing behind Stott over at shortstop. Trying to keep him close. Martinez played over in the hole at second base. Wiles set. The runners take their leads. Here's the 2-0. swing and a foul down the first base line. And the count now 2 balls and a strike on Lyle Lockhart, designated hitter for Wareham today. For the Gatemen here in the top of the 4th, 2 runs on 4 hits for YD. No runs on just 2 hits. Wareham threatening for more. Runners on at second and third, no one out. Wiles winds, here's the 2-1. That one is lifted out into deep right center field. Back is DeLuca. Back is Ashford. He leaps and it's gone. A 3-run home run off the bat of Lyle Lockhart. And just like that, 3 batters, 3 runs for the Gatemen here in the 4th, and a booming 5-0 lead. Lockhart just gets under that one. Didn't get over that right center field fence by much, but DeLuca leaps at the wall. It lands out in the trees. And a 5-0 Gatemen lead here in the 4th.
Boy, I think almost no doubt off the bat of that one from Lyle Lockhart. Johnny DeLuca, the center field, a half-hearted leap at the fence, but
first pitch on the way from Wiles to Luke Roskin, the catcher, over to Dashbach, throws to Wiles in time for out number 1, a much-needed out number 1 for Wiles. His first pitch swinging, Roskin just dribbles that one to Dashbach. And a sure-handed first baseman over there throws to his pitcher covering the bag. But a walk, a double, and a booming home run out to right center field. And a 5-0 Wareham lead working here in the 4th. Wiles out of the windup. Here's the first pitch on the way to Clemente. Is over, a swing and a miss for strike 1. Clemente was the man to reach with 2 outs for the Gatemen back in the top half of the 3rd inning. The next pitch on the way from Wiles, high and outside with a fastball for ball 1. 1-1 the count. One of 4 straight Gatemen to reach. 2 runs would come across in that frame. So wind to the 1 from Wiles, ripped right out to Martinez at second base. Had him played perfectly. Martinez made a couple plays like that tonight, a couple line drives right at him. And there's 2 down for Wiles here in the 4th. That'll turn the lineup over. Now Jeremy Idens, the center fielder, will get his 3rd at-bat of the day.
Here in this shortened game, keep in mind only playing 7 innings to jump out 5-0 here in the 4th big.
On the next pitch on the way, that one is blooped into shallow left field. In comes Cotton. He's under it and he squeezes it for out number 3, but not before a booming home run off the bat of Lyle Lockhart, a 3-run shot to get the Gatemen a 5-0 lead here in the 4th inning. We head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. YD trails Wareham by a score of 5-0.
Cape Cod 5 is your local and trusted bank that can help with any banking needs. With branches located around Cape Cod, you can put banking to ease. Visit www.capecod5.com today to find the branch nearest you. 5-0 Gatemen lead the Red Sox here home half of the 4th. Brandon Pelter with TJ Mathewson, and it's Nathan Florence taking over for Cade Cavalli, who leads this game in line for the win.
Cavalli ends his Cavalli ends his afternoon, 3 innings, just 2 hits, no runs, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts, replaced by Nathan Florence, just finishing up his sophomore season at Hartford. So far this summer, just 1 game, June 19th versus Chatham. Near 12 at 11.57, 3 earned runs and 2 1/3 innings, 3 strikeouts across just 2 walks.
Here's Andrew Martinez to lead off the bottom of the 4th. First pitch, misses down low. Martinez so far today, 0 for 1, grounded out to the shortstop. Wind in, the right-hander deals. Swung on, popped up the third base side a bit. Third baseman shent into it in foul play, makes the catch for the first out.
Martinez trying to get aggressive right there after grounding out his last time up. It was after that first pitch right there and just pops it straight up.
Here's the 8-man Matt Dyer, 0 for 1, struck out swinging. Settles into the right-handed batter's box. Florence from the first base side of the rubber winds. Dyer squares around, pulls it back, and that one misses low. Dyer, the catcher here for the Red Sox. 1-0. Misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. YD down 5-0. The bottom of the 4th of a shortened ball game here with the doubleheader. Only playing 7 innings, so short time. 2-0 offering. Called a strike on the inner third. Overcast day here at Red Wilson Field. The 2-1 swung on and slapped foul up the first base side and into the seats. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, home half of the 4th. YD down by 5, game 1 of the doubleheader. Florence winds 2-2. Swung on and missed. Fastball at the letter's outer third, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, walking away from the batter's box right there. Dyer a little frustrated going at the top of the strike zone, just couldn't catch up to that fastball. Matt hitting .273 coming into this ball game today, but yet to really get going with the extra base hits and just the power stroke from him that we could see.
Johnny DeLuca, left-handed batter's box, looks at the first pitch missing down low. Walked in his last at-bat. Zach Ashford followed him in the second to load up the bases. YD couldn't take advantage. Florence winds, the 1-0 offering. Off speed, up and in, it misses. Cloudy, bit chilly here at the ballpark. Wind blowing out to left. The 2-0. Swung on and tapped foul off the front foot there of DeLuca. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th, YD down 5-0. They got 2 hits back in the first, and they've been somewhat quiet ever since. They loaded the bases all on walks, but that with 2 outs couldn't do anything, and don't seem to have that mojo today. The 2-1 delivery. Off speed and misses upstairs, and this count 3 balls and a strike. YD hasn't been able to do anything with less than 2 outs. Florence winds the 3-1. Upstairs, ball 4. DeLuca aboard his second walk of the afternoon.
Good eye there from Johnny, but as you mentioned with the runs, YD hasn't allowed this many runs combined in their 2 wins. Just 2 runs allowed by the pitching staff during this 3-game winning streak. And already 5 here today through 4 innings.
Sun peeks out and illuminates Red Wilson Field. A runner aboard in the home half of the first, but 2 away. Zach Ashford, the 1-man, is up. The first pitch. In the dirt, Roscom keeps it in front. Ashford 0 for 1, flew out to center to start out YD's offense in the bottom of the first. He also walked to load the bases in the second. Ashford, one of the last few temp players around here with the Red Sox. 1-0. Off speed on the outside corner, called a strike. Florence still on that first base side of the rubber. With DeLuca aboard, he's working from the stretch. Sets above the belt. This one slapped past Shenton and into left field. On one hop, Shenton went down to a knee at third base and went right over top of him. YD again with two away, something cooking.
Shenton, yeah, you're right. He took a knee to the ground, expecting to get an easy ground ball, and then just hits something and just bounces right up over his shoulder, right into left field. And YD catches a break right there, and see if they can cash in here with 2 outs.
It's Christian Koss again, and another prime opportunity with 2 away. Runners on first and second. Florence sets below the chest, first pitch. Misses down low. YD trails by 5 here, bottom of the 4th. The 7-inning game, first of 2 today here between Wareham and YD. Florence sets, DeLuca off first. 1-0. Called a strike on the outer third. It's rather DeLuca at second and Ashford at first.
YD's already left 6 base runners on today through 3 frames.
Koss taps the outside corner of the plate. The righty is ready in the box. The righty on the mound shakes his head no, now sets below the chest. Kicks the 1-1. This one into the Wareham dugout, rather off the facing foul on the first base side. So a ball and 2 strikes here on Koss when he was up with the bases juiced in the second and 2 outs, struck out looking. DeLuca off of second, Ashford off of first, neither held on with 2 away. 1-2. Inside, that misses. YD in the midst of a 3-game win streak. They'll need at least 5 runs to change that. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Koss down on strikes. And the Red Sox can't plate any on 1 hit. 2 men are left on base through 4. YD trails Wareham 5-0. You're listening to Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. The Sea Dog Pub, located at 23 White's Path in South Yarmouth, Mass., is a great local pub to bring your family. From daily specials to a great menu, they're worth a stop in before or after a game. Top of the 5th, Nathan Wiles still out throwing for the Red Sox. Surprised to see him back out there. 5-0, Wareham leads YD. Game 1 of the doubleheader.
Only a certain number of pitchers you have available for today, Brandon, especially when you're playing 14 innings worth of doubleheaders plus extra innings if needed. And for Wiles, doesn't matter if this is a short game, they're still going out there trying to get the innings they need out of him. And outside of a bad run in the 3rd inning where a ball didn't leave the infield and yet he still gives up 2 runs and 1 mistake pitch to Lyle Lockhart, he's pitched pretty well.
Well, Oliver Dunn starts out the top of the 5th here at Red Wilson Field. Sun again out, giving some light onto especially the infield here. Left-hander Dunn settles in. First pitch misses down low. Wiles has allowed 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned through 4 innings pitched. Wiles deals the 1-0. Misses upstairs to the lefty Dunn, the 2-man. Oliver Dunn 0 for 1 today. Struck out looking in the first, also reached via the hit by pitch in the 3rd. The righty Wiles, third base side of the rubber, winds the 2-0. Swung on off the end of the bat to the left side, under the glove of Cossett, short and into left field. Instead of getting in front of that ball, Christian Koss tried to backhand it, and the leadoff man aboard via the E6.
Koss has a beat on it. He's standing there right, waiting for the ground ball to get to him, but instead of fielding that straight up, turns the glove around to backhand it, just scoots right under his glove.
Second error of the afternoon for YD. And TJ, so far today, the mojo just not there for the Red Sox, in danger of snapping this 3-game hitting streak, rather win streak. Andrew Vaughn settles in. First pitch swinging, drives that one out to deep center. DeLuca can just look at that one. Goodbye. A 2-run home run for Andrew Vaughn. And 7-0, the Gatemen lead the Red Sox.
This guy is, as advertised, some of the best power in the nation. Goes up there hunting a first pitch fastball and obliterates it out into the trees in dead center field. I didn't even see that ball land.
Home run number 5 for Vaughn in his short Cape League season. And that comes after hitting 23 home runs for Cal Berkeley.
DeLuca moved about, 2 steps back before giving up on that ball. I mean, short center field and all here at Red Wilson. That was a bomb off the bat of Andrew Vaughn.
Scott Pickler has seen enough, makes the call to the bullpen. YD trailing 7-0 here in the top of the 5th. We'll get you the reliever and more when we return. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Seven nothing. The Gatemen lead the Red Sox in Game 1 of the doubleheader here, top of the 5th inning. Brandon Pelter with TJ Mathewson. Mitch Taransky, the new arm out of the YD bullpen here, the left-hander from Michigan State. So far has appeared in 2 games for YD, pitched 2 2/3. 8 hits allowed, 6 earned runs as well. First pitch in, and that hits the 4-man Bryant Packard on the front leg. So with no outs, 2 runs already across this half inning, Bryant Packard aboard in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, looked like that one hurt. Packard throws his bat down, and he's walking out of the batter's box, still trying to shake it off over there at first. Rub a little dirt on it.
Another lefty here in Austin Shenton, stepping to plate. Boy, we didn't get to see these teams hit BP. Here's the first pitch. Misses a breaking ball low and away, but I think that was enough for me. That bomb from Andrew Vaughn might have cleared the trees out there in center field.
I was looking forward to watching him take BP. Him and Spencer Torkelson of Chatham, 2 of the best power hitters in the country playing here on the Cape. And I was just looking so much forward to see where he could
1-0 swung on and missed.
Looking forward to seeing where Vaughn could put a baseball. There's not a whole lot of things he could nail. Of course, he could hit it out into someone's backyard way out beyond the trees in center field. See someone's house peeking through the trees.
Taransky working from the set here with the man aboard. Kicks the lefty 1-1. Called a strike at the knees, off speed, and he's ahead here of Shenton.
It's just a treat to be able to watch some of the guys like that. Some guys that are future first-round draft picks and probably future pros playing right here on the Cape. As I mentioned, that is big league power from Andrew Vaughn.
Taransky sets at the chest, kicks the 1-2. Swung on off the end of the bat into left center field, a base hit. Shenton is on his way for two. Packard into third base, and Shenton actually will hold up at first. So first and third here, still no outs.
Shenton gets that outside fastball, just drops the bat head on it. He went off the end of the bat, but gets it out into the left center field. Gap enough to get the runner Packard all the way around to third. He'll hold up at first, though. Not a great inning for YD pitching here.
2 runs already across top of the fifth. The 7-0 lead, Wareham over YD in game 1 of the doubleheader. Now runners on the corners. With no outs, it's Bryson Stott, the lefty. First pitch of fastball, called a strike, clips the inside corner. Stott at UNLV hit .365. 30 doubles, leading the nation, and teammates with Kyle Isbell, who played for the Red Sox last season. 0-1. Swung on and lofted foul to the grass on the third base side out of play. Packard aboard at third. Shenton off of first. No outs, top of the fifth, 2 runs already across. Taransky, the lefty, sets 0-2. Called strike 3. Just biting the outside corner. Stott is retired looking.
Took 5 batters, but here's the first out of the top of the fifth. Just paints a fastball right on the outside edge.
And now the 7-man Lyle Lockhart aboard. Last at bat, a 3-run home run to right center. Not quite as far as Andrew Vaughn's bomb, but another one that left the ballpark. Runners on the corner, 1 out, top of the fifth, the first pitch. Off speed and misses. Taransky on the third base side, now first base side of the rubber for the left-handed pitcher, working from the stretch with men on the corner. Lockhart the open stance for the righty. As the 1-1 misses away. Rather 2 balls and no strikes now the count. Inning started off with an E6, then a 2-run blast from Andrew Vaughn. Packard, who's at third, was hit by a pitch, and Shenton singled. He's at first base. Stott made the first out. He struck out looking, and here's Lockhart. 2-0. Swung on and missed. Lockhart looking for another 3-run shot there. This time came up empty. Trees waving out in center field. The flag also blowing out toward left. Kicks the 2-1. Breaking ball inside. Dyer keeps it in front, diving to his left. Justin out the top of the fifth. 2 runs already across, and the Gatemen still threatening. They lead game 1 of the doubleheader here 7-0. Taransky sets at the chest, kicks the 3-1. Fastball misses up and away, ball 4, and the base is juiced.
Fastball looks like just got away from Taransky right there. Just misses the outside corner, maybe a little bit high too, but it's a lot of base runners for the Gatemen in these last 3 frames.
It's Luke Roscom 0 for 2 today. Whitey certainly looking for the double play. The base is loaded and justed out Already got an uphill climb here. Just 9 outs left, trailing 7-0. Turansky still working from the stretch, the first pitch. Off speed, misses inside. Bases full of Gatemen here in the top of the 5th. Turansky the 1-0. Swung on, popped out of play behind the plate. YD pitchers getting themselves into some trouble. Nathan Wiles through 4 innings, gave up 6 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned. 2 strikeouts, but 2 big flies. I've already seen 3 here from the Gatemen, the 1-1. Breaking ball misses low and away. Wareham 7 runs on 7 hits. The Red Sox no runs on 3 hits. 2 errors as well for YD. Turansky, the 2-1 delivery. This one swung on and on a line out to right field, down the line, but foul. That probably would have cleared the bases.
No, I think it would have, and that one was not foul by very much. Maybe 5 feet down that right field line. Had that landed YD already in a very deep hole, it just makes it that much bigger.
Bases juice, just an out in the top of the 5th. Turansky sets. 2-2, swung on the ground, right side, dash back a diving play, flips it to Turansky at first, and in time for the out. Initially looked at second, but didn't have a play. So a run plates the 8-0 lead on the RBI ground out for Luke Roscom.
Packard comes in to score on that one. That's a great play over there by Andrew Dashbach. He lays all the way out. That one looked like it was ticketed for right field. Another run would have come across if he didn't make that diving stop. Very sure-handed over there at first base. He's made a lot of really good defensive plays this season.
So now 2 away, runners at second and third for the Gatemen, an 8-0 lead. Here in the top of the 5th, it's the 9-man Dom Clemente, the left-handed batter's box. Turansky, the lefty, sets first base side of the rubber, kicks the first pitch. Misses down low, breaking ball. Well, the first 2 innings were certainly quick. No runs scored. In the last 3 frames, Gatemen have scored 2 and 3 in the 4th, and now 3 more in the 5th. 1-0, swung on and missed. Clemente looked for a big piece there, but came up empty. Clemente from Michigan hit .368 for the Wolverines. Collected his first hit of the season here with Wareham in the 3rd. 1-1. Fastball catches the outer third, called a strike. Runners at second and third for Wareham. 3 runs across here in the top of the 5th. But with 2 outs, Mitch Turansky trying to put the Gatemen to rest here in the top of the inning. 1-2 on its way. Called strike 3. Fastball catches the inside corner. And YD coming to plate here in the home half of the 5th. Not before 3 more runs plate for the Gatemen. They strand 2, take an 8-0 lead to the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Schlegel and Schlegel Insurance Brokers Incorporated is located at 34 Main Street, Route 28 in West Yarmouth, Mass. From auto insurance to home insurance, they are your spot to ensure all of your insurance needs are taken care of. Stop by or visit schlegelins.com to have your policy reviewed today. Bottom of the 5th inning. An uphill climb here for the Red Sox against the Gatemen. They trail 8-0. For YD, it'll be 3-4-5 up to the plate. Andrew Dashbach will lead things off.
Well, what we've seen here today is the Gatemen offense that comes into the league ranked in first in runs, and they've definitely showed that off here today. Already just 7 runs through 5 frames.
Andrew Dashbach stepping into the righty batter's box. It's still Nathan Florence out on the mound, and unless things get a little wacky, expect to see him throughout the last 3 innings of this one. First pitch breaking ball stays in. Florence from the windup, the righty 1-0. Swung on and lofted out to deep left field. Packard back on his horse. This one hops off the wall. Dashbach into second base, a stand-up double to lead off the bottom of the 5th. Whitey with a little bit of life.
Got that one off the end of the bat. Not enough loft and power to get that one over the fence, but enough to get it down into the corner. And Whitey, they got a big hole to dig themselves out of. And better way to get started than the leadoff double.
Quinn Cotton steps up, 1 for 2 today. Andrew Dashbach now a 2 for 3 day and has extended his hitting streak to 7 games. Florence, the righty, sets first base side, kicks the first pitch. Called a strike on the outside corner. No outs, home half of the 5th. Dashbach off of second. Cotton pinwheels the bat out in front of his face. Now the right-hander is ready. The 0-1. In the dirt, but Roscom keeps it in front. Dashbach stays put at second. Clouds continue to scatter here and more sunlight at Red Wilson Field. First game of the doubleheader. Florence sets, kicks the 1-1. In the dirt again, and nice play from Roscom to play it off the chest protector. Eight nothing. Wareham leads YD. Florence on the first base side of the rubber sets. Peaks at second, 2-1. Misses down low and Cotton in the driver's seat. 3 balls and a strike. Andrew Dashbach led off the inning with a double down the left field line.
I'd say we see Cotton get a 3-0 green light here if he gets the pitch he likes. 3-1.
Lawrence sets at the chest, 3-1. Misses upstairs, ball 4, and YD. A little bit of offense here. Runners on first and second to start out the bottom of the 5th.
Good at-bat there from Cotton. Looked like he thought about going around on that, but holds up his swing. Doesn't bring it around too far. Now Reese Albert a chance to drive in a couple of runs.
Albert, still fairly new to this YD squad. Only played in a handful of games for the Red Sox. And a trip from the pitching coach for the Gatemen, Jim Lawler, out there to talk to Nathan Florence, his reliever. But Albert, after hitting .268 in his first year with Florida State, now out here with the Red Sox, and prime opportunity to really show off what he has to offer.
Yeah, haven't really seen him show off that little bit of power he had at Florida State. 7 home runs on the season. Of course, that number will probably only go up as his college career progresses. On a ballpark to have your power numbers start to go up, then right here at Red Wilson.
Runners at first and second, no outs, home half of the 5th. I think that's exactly right. Great ballpark to call home if you're a hitter. Florence sets. First pitch. Sweeps inside, misses down low. Boy, I think, TJ, you or I could probably put it down one of the lines. What do you think?
No, I'm thinking I could maybe even go out to center. Just 352.
I'm a lefty, so go down that right field line, 338. 1-0. Misses up and away. And Albert in the driver's seat, 2 balls and no strikes. Runners at first and second. No outs in the home half of the fifth.
Now, Brandon, there is a reason I'm up here in the booth. Couldn't make it out on the field, but
same for myself.
I could swing it a little bit.
Florence peeks at second. Righty kicks 2-0. Off speed, stays upstairs, and 3 balls and no strikes. Reese Albert, a ball away from loading up. Bases for the Red Sox.
And nothing helps more than the wind that's blowing out to left center field right now.
Here's the 3-0. Called a strike on the outside corner. Albert started to toss the bat toward his dugout on the third base side, but Mike Beal kept him there with the called strike.
Question is, Brandon, are we using wood or metal?
It's a good question. Florence sets 3-1. Swung on and missed. Off speed on the inside corner. Now the count runs full with runners at first and second. No outs.
Albert looking to do damage with that swing. Swung right over the top of that.
Florence sets. Kicks the payoff pitch. Misses outside, ball 4, and the bases are loaded for who else but Nick Quintana. Great opportunity to make up for the slow start to this season.
Make up for that error back in the third inning. Allowed 2 runs to come across for the Gatemen and maybe get on the board in the home run column. Put a big dent into that lead.
Dashbox started the inning with a double down the left field line. Cotton walked, and Reese Albert walked after the full count. That's the 3 men on board with no outs in the home half of the fifth. And now Luke Roscom out to talk to Florence, his pitcher. The Gatemen bullpen begins to stir.
Now, I know there's a 0 up there on the scoreboard for the Red Sox today, but this Gatemen pitching staff has walked 7 Red Sox batters here in just 4+ innings.
Bases juice, no outs. It's Nick Quintana up the first pitch. Misses in the dirt. Quintana still looking for his first home run of the Cape League season with the Wildcats of Arizona. Hit 14 big flies. Whitey could certainly use one of those, trailing by 8 at the bottom of the fifth. Florence sets at the chest, 1-0. Misses, a breaking ball sweeps outside. Now 2 balls and no strikes.
Florence nowhere to put Quintana. Walked the last 2 batters to load the bases. He's got to stay in that strike zone, and Quintana got to be hunting something over the plate.
Jim Lawler out of the first base side dugout. That should do it there for Nathan Florence in the bottom of the fifth inning. Bases loaded, no outs. The 2-0 count on Nick Quintana. Lawler makes the move to the bullpen. The Gatemen make a change here in the bottom of the fifth. We'll step aside, but when we return, Nick Quintana, prime opportunity. 8-0, Wareham over YD. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the fifth, and the bases juiced here as Cody Carroll relieves Nathan Florence. And still no outs and a 2-0 count on Nick Quintana. Brandon Pelter here with TJ Matheson, and TJ YD trails the Gatemen 8-0, but a prime opportunity.
Yeah, Nick Quintana now with a hitter's count. 2 balls and no strikes to him. Florence left in, pulled right in the middle of that at bat. Carroll so far this summer, just 2 games, a 1.92 ERA, and 4 2/3 innings pitched. You struck out 5 and walked 5.
So a 2-0 count on Quintana, who settling back into that right-handed batter's box. It's the righty Cody Carroll. Carroll from southern Mississippi sets on the third base side. The 2-0. Called a strike on the inside corner.
Carroll this season at Southern Miss, just 2 games, 1 save. No runs allowed in 3 2/3.
Tall right-hander out there at 6'4", set to the belt. The 2-1. Swung on and driven out to deep left field. Packard is back, leaps and makes the catch. Dashbach tagging from third. He'll score. And Quintana with the sac fly. Boy, off the bat, looked like it had a shot, but just missed it.
Yeah, just got on top of it a little bit. It thought it might catch that jet stream. See the flag blowing out towards left center field, but just couldn't get it up enough. And nice catch by Packard going back into left center field.
So a run across, 8-1, YD clawing their way back into this one in the bottom of the fifth. Still runners on first and second with just an out. Here's Andrew Martinez. First pitch. Called a strike on the inside corner. Cotton at second. Albert off of first. Martinez pinwheels the bat, now ready in the righty batter's box. The 0-1. Breaking ball. Sweeps across. Called a strike. The outside corner.
We're talking about Nick Quintana finally getting on board with a home run. Same thing for this guy right here. Andrew Martinez really yet to make a splash at the plate during his brief stint with YD so far.
0-2. Well outside. Roscom sliding to his right to keep that in front. Just playing 7 here in both games of the doubleheader. That's the rule across the Cape. YD with some short time. They need to score. He 1-2. Misses down low. Count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. 2 men also aboard for YD. Carroll sets at the belt. Delivers the 2-2. Swung on the ground to the third baseman. Shetton steps on third for 1 across the diamond. Not in time. The throw high took Vaughn off the bag and came down after Martinez had touched up. So he reaches on the fielder's choice. Now 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth.
That's a tough hop for him. Had to go to the backhand. Throw just sails on him. Vaughn leaps over at first to keep the ball from going out of play, but not in time to get Martinez.
Here's Vito Freesia. 3 of 9 so far this season for YD. Into that right-handed batter's box. Another righty-on-righty matchup. 2 outs, bottom of the fifth, the first pitch. Breaking ball in the inner third, called a strike. Outfield swung over a bit toward right. 0-1 delivery. Another breaking ball, misses low. Carroll sets the 1-1. Misses low and away, and Freesia now into the driver's seat. 2 balls and a strike. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. The 2-1. Swung on and driven into shallow center field. Idis comes on, but it's the second baseman, Dunn, who makes a nice stab at that one to make the catch. Running back and towards center to retire the side. The Red Sox score a run on just a hit through 5. They trail things 8-1. Game 1 of the doubleheader. You're listening to Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 6th, 8-1. Wareham leads YD. It'll be 1-2-3. Jeremy Idens leads things off for the Gatemen. The lone man that didn't come to the plate in the 3-run 5th. Only playing 7 innings here in these 2 games doubleheader today. So a shortened game. YD with not too much time here. The Gatemen to bat first, though, trying to extend the lead. Idens 1 for 3 today. And Vito Friesho, pinch hit for Matt Dyer, stays in behind the plate. First pitch. Called a strike. Fastball in her third. Still Mitch Taransky out there. His second inning of work. The lefty sets the 0-1. Called a strike. This one just below the hands on the inner third. Infield shifted to the left a little bit. Dashbach, the first baseman in the hole, over there, well off the line. 0-2 delivery. Misses outside. Well, the middle frames for YD has been ugly. They've allowed 2 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, and 3 in the 5th. 1-2. Misses low. Fastball. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. YD has only answered with 1 run of their own on 4 hits. They also made 2 errors.
And lucky for the YD pitching staff, Andrew Vaughn due up 3rd in this inning.
2-2. Misses outside. And the count runs full here. The one-man Jeremy Idens. I don't know if it's lucky for the YD staff, maybe the scouts in attendance. The lefty Taransky sets. First base side of the rubber. Payoff pitch. Swung on and driven out to center field. DeLuca back a few steps. Makes the catch for the first out. Here's Oliver Dunn with 1 away. Top of the 6th. TJ, talked about it the other day. Hadn't made your way to the beach yet, have you?
No.
Still no. Some people I know.
Spent my rain out day yesterday at the ballpark.
At the ball, but that's right. You made the trip to Fenway. Lefty on lefty matchup. First pitch. Misses in the dirt.
Now, the off days here on the Cape, there's, about 1 a week. Try and find a good day to head to the beach, but for a lot of these off days, they get taken up by rainouts, and you don't want to go. And then on the game rains out, you don't want to go to the beach when it's raining.
The 1-0. Fastball misses down low. Well, I was reading earlier this morning, some sharks already spotted. Beach up in Eastham was closed the other day.
I'll stay on the sand.
2-0. This one popped up, foul territory, left side. Freeshaw gives chase, and this one over the fence. Chatham is known for the sharks. 2 of them already spotted off the coast there. 1 of them spotted between Eastham and Wellfleet, which is up towards Orleans. So the water's supposedly safe down here. I know that's not good enough for Vito Freeshaw, the catcher, to go into the water. He told me he's not going anywhere near it.
I'll put my toes in. How about that?
Two balls and a strike here on Oliver Dunn, the lefty, with 1 away, top of the 6th, the 2-1. This one swung on and driven out to right center field. DeLuca makes the catch. Great first jump there by the center fielder, Johnny DeLuca, running to his left to snare the second out.
A couple of easy outs to DeLuca. Had to travel a little bit farther for that one out in the gap in right center. But maybe he's going to want to play back a little bit more with the man striding to the plate right now. Hit one over his head last time up, very far over his head.
Well, you can only go so far back here at Red Wilson Field, 352 to straightaway center. Big man is Andrew Vaughn. First pitch, breaking ball, misses low and in. Last at bat, the 2-run big fly, straightaway center field. Vaughn points the bat out towards center. Taransky sets. Kicks 1-0 offering. Breaking ball called a strike on the outer third.
And all the outfielders playing very deep now. About 15 feet in front of the fence.
Quinn Cotton out there in right. Looks like he's no doubles.
Looks like he's sitting out there with the lawn chair. With the lawn chairs out beyond the right field fence.
1-1. This one swung on and got him on the inside of the bat. Looped into center field, a base hit. So after the monster shot to straightaway center field, this one catches Vaughn in on the hands and dunks in for a single.
Well, it's a swing like that what shows you why a guy like Andrew Vaughn with so much power can still hit over 400 over a full season. Springs his hands in, able to get just enough of that to dunk it over Martinez's head at second.
So with 2 away and a man aboard, Bryant Packard up. Hit by a pitch, came around to score in his last at-bat. Taransky, the lefty, sets. First pitch, swung on and spoiled into the seats on the left field side. Packard strung together hits in the past 2 games. Still hitless today. 0-1. Swung on and grounded routinely to the shortstop. Cost takes it to second for the fielder's choice, and that retires the Gatemen here on the top of the 6th. No runs on 1 hit. 1 man is left on base through 5.5. An 8-1 lead for the Gatemen over the Red Sox. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the 6th. Red Sox trail the Gatemen 8-1. And 9-1-2 due up for Whitey. Johnny DeLuca to start things off. He's walked in both of his plate appearances.
Johnny seeing the ball a little bit better today. Yet to really get going at the plate. The switch hitter from Oregon.
Still Cody Carroll on the mound, working from the windup. First pitch swing and drives this one to deep right center field. And that ball's gone. A solo home run for Johnny DeLuca. You want to talk about the broadcaster's curse? Maybe a little reversal there.
Broadcaster's blessing.
There you go. A solo shot for Johnny DeLuca here in the home half of the 6th. And now 8-2. Whitey again cutting into the Gatemen lead.
Well, that's really good to see from DeLuca, a guy who is struggling this season at Oregon, struggled to start his summer here at YD. You see Coach Scott Pickler is coaching him up so much in the batting cage.
First pitch to Zach Ashford misses away.
An on-field BP before every game. One of the guys he's just so dedicated to trying to get DeLuca. He's get him to improve, and he's looked better today. The 2 walks and a no-doubter out to right center.
The 1-0 swung on and missed.
Ashford, another guy who's been good since the start of the season. As we mentioned, one of the temp players. One of the few temp players remaining on this roster. Unsure if he's going to get to stay much longer, but he's definitely shown he's good enough to be an everyday piece in this roster.
1-1 called to strike on the inside corner.
One of the few outfielders been out there, played right, played a little bit of left, played a lot of center, and has swung the bat really well.
Carroll, the 6'4" righty, winds from the third base side of the rubber. 1-2. This one lined back into center field, a base hit. Whitey cooking here, bottom of the 6th. The leadoff solo shot for Johnny DeLuca. Now Zach Ashford a single right back up the middle.
Brendan, we're on a roll with these blessings. And Ashford just gets a ball low and out of the strike zone, just drops the bat head on it, lofts it out into shallow center field, just enough for a base hit.
Here's Christian Koss. Still no outs. Throw over to first. So Ashford back easily at first. First pitch to Koss. Swung on and roped foul down the third base side. Whitey starting to get the offense going late in this one, bottom of the 6th. In the 7-inning game, so it might not be enough for this one, but for game 2 to get things going.
Yeah, a little momentum builder. This game pretty much out of hand here. 8-2 the score.
The 0-1 breaking ball misses in.
Yeah, but give you some momentum getting towards the second game. Jump over Wareham and don't let their potent offense get to you and dig you a 7-0 hole like Whitey was in today.
Hey, never say never. 8-2, bottom of the 6th. Carroll, the 1-1. Breaking ball misses. Ashford off of first. After DeLuca started off the inning with the solo shot. It's Christian Koss at the plate. Carroll sets. Kicks the 2-1. Koss squares around the bunt, pulls it back, and that caught a piece of Koss and the home plate umpire. Mike Beal down in agony. Home plate umpire.
Oh, boy. Like, Koss able to just get out of the way of that one, but
caught the arm there of Beal, and I think it deflected off of Koss. We'll take a break. Scary moment here. Training staff tending to the home plate umpire in the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball. So we resume in the bottom of the 6th inning. Best wishes to Mike Beal, who is carted off after getting hit by a ball off the body of Christian Koss. Vicente Alexander Medina, now the new home plate umpire, having a conversation with Dave Perry about whether or not Koss pulled the bunt back and where that might have caught him. I think the issue here is no call was made initially with Beal going down. Koss made his way to first base, and I don't know that anybody remembers.
Yeah, I think Koss pulled back, but just going to be, we're going to see.
I think there's no doubt he pulled back, but I don't know where it hit him. It could have gotten the knob of the bat. It could have.
It's really hard to tell from where we are. It was just a wacky play. You see Koss initially, he gets hit, he reacts to it, and then we have Mike Beal, and he gets it as well.
So now explanations for both managers, down to a 2-man crew again. Best wishes to Mike Beal, who was carted off the field after getting hit. Scary moments here behind home plate at the ballpark. Cody Carroll taking some warm-up tosses here. We resume in the bottom of the 6th. An 8-2 lead for Wareham over YD. 1 run already across for the Red Sox after Johnny DeLuca led off with a solo shot. And Zach Ashford singled up the middle, and Koss hit. So it should be Andrew Dashbach up, and they are going to call it a foul ball, I believe. So they were asking what was the count.
You see Christian Koss standing, talking with Dan Jaffe and Andrew Vaughn, Oliver Dunover next to the first base bag. And looks like a foul ball will be ruled. Christian's going to have to come back to home plate.
Now let's wait a second here. Pick gets more of an explanation from Vicente Alexander Medina, who had the best look at that one. He was stationed between second and third. They're out behind the mound. And neither field manager looked happy with the explanation. So we're not quite sure yet what the final decision is going to be. We're going to see. As it stands right now, Koss coming back. 2 balls and a strike. The count on him. Ashford will have to go back to first. Right now, he stands at second base.
So the roll that it probably hit the knob of his bat. And of course, both of those umpires not about 90 feet away.
And Koss now saying there were 3 balls as the count. So still some confusion here. Pick making his way, or starting to, back up the third base side. And the coaches from YD saying now at the very least it was a 3-0 count. He's showing the coaches the ball mark there, and he might show the umpire. He's going to show Vicente Alexander Medina, to no avail. Christian Koss still at the plate. 3 balls and a strike, the count.
And Christian's still arguing his case with the umpire, but at this point, doesn't look like one that can be won.
Just an odd circumstance at the ballpark, and at the end, the most important thing is that Mike Beal is okay. So ready to get back underway here after the delay. Bottom of the 6th, 8-2. The lead for Wareham over YD. This game wanted just the doubleheader. So the 3-1 swung on and missed. Through about 15-20 minute delay. Count runs full. Ashford off of first. Still no outs, bottom of the 6th. Carroll sets. The right-hander. Payoff pitch. Swung on and line down the left field line. A base hit. Ashford around second. He's being waved home. Koss into second base. Relay throw comes in. And Ashford scores. Christian Koss will take that one. A double with the RBI. 8-3 now. YD continues to slowly but surely come back into this one.
Carroll left the fastball right over the middle of the plate, and Koss just turns on it, lines it out to deep left field for that double. Good piece of hitting by him. He's pretty locked in at the plate, I would say. Now Dashbach a chance to drive in another run, stepping to the plate right here.
Koss at second base, still no outs, bottom of the sixth. 8-3, Wareham over YD. Dashbach 2 for 3 today, the first pitch. Called a strike on the inner third. The other interesting thing here with the new home plate umpire is a little bit of a different zone. Everybody calls their own game differently.
It's now something for Carroll to figure out.
Carroll at 6'4" on the third base side of the rubber, sets. At the belt, kicks the 0-1. Swung on and missed. Dashbach in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes.
Well, the good thing about that Koss double, it kept the momentum for YD going in this inning. A delay like that, after 2 straight base hits, including a home run, can sometimes, quiet a team down a little bit.
0-2 offering. In the dirt, outside. Dashbach keeping himself alive. YD trails by 5, bottom of the 6th. Their runs have come in the last 2 frames. Christian Koss out at second. 1-2. Swung on and missed. That one gets past Roscom and to the backstop, no play. So Dashbach aboard on the drop third strike and Koss over to third.
Dashbach lucky with that. Swings right over the top of an off-speed pitch, but gets away from Roscom just enough. It looked like he had a chance to grab the ball, turn, and throw Dashbach out, but he can't keep his footing behind home plate. Just slips and falls down, and another base runner reaches for YD. Still no one out.
Quinn Cotton now up. Another guy with a little pop in the bat. Hit 5 home runs with Grand Canyon. 19 doubles. So well leading the way. Hit to a .390 batting average for the Antelopes. Runners on the corner. Still no outs. Bottom of the 6th. YD trails by 5. The first pitch. Swung on. Tapped up the third base side. Foul. 2 runs already across this half inning, thanks to the leadoff home run from Johnny DeLuca. And an RBI double from Christian Koss, scoring Zach Ashford. Carroll sets. 0-1. Sweeps away a breaking ball, and the count evens. For a 7-inning game, we're now up and nearing 2.5 hours. A long one. Carroll sets the 1-1. Breaking ball misses just upstairs. Koss is at third. Dashbach is at first. Reached on the drop third strike. Carroll kicks the 2-1. Swung on and poked foul. Carroll peers into Roscom. Righty looks at first and sets at the belt. Kicks the 2-2. This one spoiled into the seats down the right field line.
Good pitch there from Carroll. Nicely located off speed pitch just off the outside corner. Cotton able to stay alive.
Another 2-2 on its way. Swung on, lined into center field, and that drops in for a base hit. An RBI single, now 8-4. YD continues the climb.
Nice 2-out hitting there. 2-strike hitting, from Quinn Cotton. Just it's another defensive swing, able to line that one right back up the middle into center field. Just able to drop in front of Idens in center field, and the lead is now cut in half for the Gatemen. Just lead by 4 now.
Here's Reese Albert, left-handed hitter, up. No outs. Runners on first and second. The first pitch misses up and away. Cody Carroll is Surprised we didn't see a change in pitchers after that long delay. Same as when his team comes to bat, or just about 10-15 minutes that he was just idly standing out there on the mound after the home plate umpire went down.
Like really throw off momentum for, I already said it, throw off momentum for the batters and, of course, the pitchers as well.
Runners at first and second. 1-0 from Carroll. Swung on, slapped into the seats on the left field side. It's Dashbach at second. He reached on a drop third strike. Quinn Cotton at first. Cotton with that plus speed. Carroll peeks at second. Righty kicks the 1-1. Swung and on the ground to the shortstop. Stott Fields flips to second for one. On to first in time. 6-4-3. The double play. Dashbach now at second.
No, that's a rally killer. If that, Reese Albert, had he come around to score, would have made it a one-run game, but he hits a routine ground ball right to Stott at short and 2 quick outs.
Here's Nick Quintana. Last at bat, a sac fly RBI. He's got another man 90 feet away, but 2 outs this time. Carroll still from the stretch. First pitch, breaking ball, called a strike on the outer third.
Quintana last time up just missed hitting one out. Just ended up with a sac fly instead, but getting closer and closer to see the Nick Quintana.
A 1 swung on and missed. Another breaking ball.
The Nick Quintana we get to see during the spring.
No balls and 2 strikes. Dashbach is at second. Carroll, the righty, set to the belt, third base side of the rubber. 0-2. Swung on and missed. Quintana is tagged for the third out. Not before Whitey strikes with 3 runs on 4 hits. 1 man left on base. 8-4. The Gatemen lead YD through 6 here at the ballpark. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 7th, Wareham leads YD 8-4 in game 1 of the doubleheader. Brandon Pelter with TJ Mathewson. Another change here for the Red Sox. Now pitching is Tyler Madrigal, making his 3rd appearance through the first 2. A 3.60 ERA in 5 innings pitched, 5 hits to go along with that. So a wacky 6th inning now in the books, in which YD was able to score 3 runs through an extended bottom of the 6th after home plate umpire Mike Beal was injured and had to leave the game.
And good to see Johnny DeLuca getting on the board with his first home run. Whitey able to tack on 2 more, but still a bit of a hill to climb.
It's 5-6-7, Austin Shenton to start out. The first pitch, fastball called, clips the inside corner. Shenton so far today, 1 for 2, a single. 0-1, swung on, ground ball right back up the middle into center field in a base hit to lead off the top of the 7th.
Well, Shenton coming in today, first in the team in batting average, 4th in the league with a .382 clip, and just continuing to hit here today. He's now 2 for 3 with a walk.
Bryson Stott up next, another left-handed hitter. Madrigal, the lefty, first pitch, misses low and away. Stott led the nation with 32 baggers. Also the Mountain West All-Conference first team, along with Kyle Isbell. Madrigal sets the 1-0. Swung on and out in the foul ground behind the third base bag. Quintana gives chase, Koss slides. Neither of them can come up with it, and a foul ball.
Like a miscommunication from Koss and Quintana. Looked like both of them, more Quintana could have gotten back there in time. Like Quintana was called off at the last minute by Koss, who had so much ground to cover, couldn't make it over there into foul territory.
So Whitey with 2 errors today. That a play that probably could have and should have been made. 1-1. Fastball misses low on the outer third. Shenton at first led the inning off with a single right back up the middle. And it's Bryson Stott, the lefty, at the plate. Madrigal sets. 2-1. Swung on, routine grounder out to short. Koss under his glove and now into left center. Shenton around second to third. Koss's second error of the day, just pulled up too quickly. Now runners on the corner, still no outs in the top of the 7th.
First time it's a routine ground ball, tries to backhand it, scoots it over his glove. That time running up, trying to field it on the run. And a double play available. Ball again, glove too high, scoots right under. And now runners on at first and third, no one out.
Taylor made, but YD couldn't make the play. Instead of 2 outs, no outs and runners on the corner. The 7-man Lyle Lockhart at the 3-run fly to right center, back in the 4th. First pitch, well outside into the lefty batter's box. Top of the 7th, only playing 7 innings here in both games of the doubleheader. 1-0, swung on, fouled off. So now nearing 5 o'clock, almost 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's going to take more than that. A long 7-inning game. Game was disrupted in the bottom of the 6th. Umpire Mike Beal went down. Madrigal, the 1-1. Breaking ball, called a strike at the knees. Slider, really a lot of movement from our right to left. Madrigal, when he comes set, that glove extended out a bit, so the arms are straight from the belt. The 1-2, same pitch this time, misses an inch or so off the plate.
It's a good pitch right there. Back-to-back breaking balls. He's holding his hands out. A little bit like, I'd say, Masahiro Tanaka a little bit.
2-2. Check swing. Yes, he did go around. Batter is out and heads up there by Stott to take second base on the play. So the first out recorded. First strikeout for Madrigal.
Goes right back to that breaking ball and buries it in the dirt, and Lockhart goes right after it. Can't hold up his swing.
Here's Luke Roscom, the 8-man. Here with 1 out, runners on second and third in the top of the 7th. Infield now up for the Red Sox. And Vito Freesia out from the crouch to talk things over with Tyler Madrigal. quick mound meeting is over. Wind blowing out toward left field here. Game 1 of the doubleheader, and the clouds have scattered for the most part. It's turned into a nice day here on this sunny Sunday afternoon. Madrigal sets. Roscommon at the left-handed batter's box. First pitch swinging over a breaking ball. He comes up empty.
4 straight breaking balls for Madrigal. He's feeling that pitch right now.
Outfield shifting a little towards right, mostly straight up though. Madrigal sets. 0-1. Breaking ball stays up. Left-hander sets first base side of the rubber. 1-1. In a breaking ball high and tight, and that caught a piece of Luke Roscom. The base is loaded now with just an out in the top of the 7th. So the 9-man Dom Clemente now up, trying to extend this 8-4 lead, and now we'll get a pinch hitter for the Gatemen. It'll be Michael Amditis from Miami at .225 this past season with the Hurricanes. Bases loaded here for the pinch hitter, Amditis. Madrigal sets the first pitch. Fastball misses away. It's Shenton off of third, Stott off of second, and Roscom at first base. 1-0. This one off the end of the bat, foul into the fence behind the plate. Shenton reached with the single up the middle, and Stott reached on the E6. It was a tailor-made double play. Whitey couldn't turn it, and then Roscom hit by the pitch. The 1-1. Breaking ball way outside. Now 2 balls and a strike with just an out in the top of the 7th.
Looks like it just slipped out of Madrigal's hand right there. Job by Freesia to keep that one at home plate.
Madrigal sets 2-1. Swung on and fouled off the right side. Now Madrigal evens the count up, and strikeout would be huge. Another ball on the ground would do the trick as well. Madrigal sets 2-2. Swung on and driven out to shallow center field. In the air, it's Koss that makes the catch. Shenton tags, and now will go back. A perfect throw from Christian Koss. Keeps Shenton at third, and nice pitching there for Madrigal for the second out.
For a second, you thought that was going to get lost in the Bermuda Triangle out in shallow left center field, but Koss taking command, had a long way to go. Able to track that one down, and then a good strong throw into Vito Freesia to keep the runner over at third.
Jeremy Idens now up for his 5th plate appearance in this 7-inning game. He's 1 for 4 so far. 2 outs, bases juiced. First pitch. Breaking ball stays away. Idens from UCLA hit .350 for the Bruins this past season. Next pitch, swung on, grounded up the middle, a base hit. 1 run scores. Stott being waved around. He'll score. And a 2 RBI single there for Jeremy Idens. The Gatemen extend their lead now 10-4.
Idens just putting that one off on the ground, catches some wheels, and scoots its way into center field. And Whitey felt like had the momentum if they were able to keep those base runners out there. But Madrigal serves up the 2-out base runner. The 2-out RBI.
Here's the 2-man Oliver Dunn. Runners on first and second, 2 away. First pitch. Breaking ball called a strike. Clips the inside corner. Dunn 0 for 3. Reached on a hit by pitch and an error. came around to score after reaching on that error in the 5th. The 0-1. This is outside. YD will have one more chance in the bottom of the 7th. They'll need 6 runs to force extra, 7 to win it. Ball holds. 1-1 from Madrigal. Swung on and missed. That breaking ball again, diving down on the outer third. Madrigal trying to get out of this one with just 2 runs allowed. Lefty on the first base side of the rubber, sets at the belt. Runners on first and second. Lefty kicks 1-2. Spoiled foul down the left field line. Game 2 coming up next, about 30-45 minutes after the final out of this one. It will again be the Gatemen and the Red Sox doing battle. Already have the starter for Wareham. That'll be Will Proctor. Madrigal sets, runners off of first and second. Kicks the 1-2 delivery. Fastball paints the outside corner, called strike 3. And YD coming up for last licks here. 2 runs off of 2 hits in the top of the 7th. 10-4. Wareham leads YD. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the 7th, last licks for the Red Sox here in Game 1 of the doubleheader. 7-8-9 due up Andrew Martinez to start this bottom of the 7th out. Not before a couple of changes from the Gatemen. Ryan Kreidler is now over at third base. Jeremy Idens moves from center to right, and Skylar Hunter enters the game in center field. 10-4, Wareham over YD. First pitch to Martinez, misses inside. YD put up 3 runs in their last at-bat in the 6th. Still Cody Carroll. Winds the righty with the 1-0. Swung on and missed. Off speed over the outer third. Carroll, tall, lanky right-hander, 6'4". Winds and kicks 1-1. Swung on, tapped foul. Martinez off of his own leg. Now behind the ball and 2 strikes. Clouds come back together over Red Wilson Field. Wind blowing out toward left. Carroll The 1-2. Swung on and popped up. Foul territory, first base side. Roscom gives chase, gives way for the first baseman, Vaughn, who can't make the catch. Slid in and out in front of the dugout there. You go from grass to gravelly material. Vaughn just slipped.
Dangerous over there. He could have slammed right into the dugout running full speed. Vaughn did a good job of slowing himself down.
So still a ball and 2 strikes. No outs, bottom of the 7th. Whitey looking for 6 runs. The 1-2. Called strike 3. First strikeout of the day for Andrew Martinez and second of the outing for Cody Carroll.
Just breaks off a nice breaking ball on the inside corner. Martinez caught looking for a fastball right there. Couldn't pull the trigger.
Now Vito Freesia steps in, his second at-bat of the afternoon. First pitch, called a strike on the outer third. Freesia popped out to the second baseman in the first at-bat. Carroll winds, 0-1. Swung on the ground, left side. Kreidler up with it, flips across the diamond in time for the second out. So YD down to their final out. It's Johnny DeLuca up, 1-for-1 with the solo home run. Also walked twice. DeLuca from the left side. Trying to keep Whitey's hopes alive. They trail 10-4 here in the bottom of the 7th. Carroll winds the first pitch. Breaking ball, nabs the outside corner. Oh, 0-1 delivery. Misses down low. Count evens, a ball and a strike. Bases cleared. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, only playing 7 here in both games of the doubleheader. This game 1. 1-1 offering. Misses low and away. Danced around the plate, a breaking ball. Outfield shifted a bit toward their right. 2-1 from Carroll. This is down low. Now 3 balls and a strike on the 9-man Johnny DeLuca, who's had a day. A run, an RBI, both coming on the solo shot. 3-1 on its way. Tapped foul, in and out of the glove of Roscom. YD down to their final strike. DeLuca taps the plate. Payoff pitch. Called strike 3. DeLuca down looking, and that will do it here in game number 1. YD falls 10-4. TJ, they had a chance scoring 4 runs in the last 3 frames, but just couldn't put things together.
They had a chance there, bottom half of the 6th inning. Had the go-ahead, they had the tying run standing on deck. It would be Nick Quintana. Freese Albert was able to reach in that inning. He grounded into a double play, and then Quintana struck out, and that sucked all the momentum out of this YD comeback. You just got to give a hand to the Gatemen. They came out here in this first game. They showed off why they have the best offense in the league. Andrew Vaughn showed why he is one of the best players in the country with the home run he hit here today. But don't leave your head down if you're YD. You still got another game to play.
Yeah, definitely for YD, I think a good thing that they have a second game. How do you turn the page, though, on this one?
You got to be careful with these bats. I mean, first of all, Andrew Vaughn probably shouldn't be seeing any pitches over the plate. Probably just glad to let him reach first base and then keep the ball on the ground. Remember, small ballpark here at Red Wilson Field, and for the bats, got to get on the board early. Make Wareham play from behind. They were ahead all game today, so they jumped out to that big lead, and then the game was over from there.
YD losing this one again. Wareham 10 runs on 10 hits, no errors. YD 4 runs on 8 hits, 3 errors. Cade Cavelli gets the win, improves to 2-1, while Nathan Wiles falls to 0-2. Looked good up until the third inning and then kind of lost things out in the fourth and fifth. This game, a long one, 2 hours and 50 minutes, and we'll start game 2 at about 45 minutes. We'll hop back on the air. Look out on Twitter as to when first pitch is coming up. But again, game 1 ends 10-4. Wareham beats the YD Red Sox. For my partner TJ Matheson, Brandon Pelter saying so long from Red Wilson Field.